Day trips to South Cebu. Is registration required? The quick answer is no, not yet. We're going to get into an article, talk about some of the issues. There are a number of places. Cebu Island has a lot to offer, a lot of things to see and do, and I'll talk about some of those places. There was an article about requiring, in order to control the number of tourists at these spots, is to get people to register. Perhaps by March, it's the article stated. And let me talk about one scenario. You and five of your friends are out visiting around the mall, a nightclub, something like that. You run into another group of five people, tourists, and you're chatting, and they say, "We've rented a van. And we're going early in the morning. We're going down to Oslob or Moalboal or Kawasan Falls. Do you guys want to come along?" Well, too bad. You can't because you're not registered, and probably too late for you to register by the time you get home and get online. So there's little different issues like that could create issues, could decrease the number of tourists going to these spots. So let's get into the article here. The other issue is that so many of us we don't plan that far in advance. We might take a trip to Oslo, or I went to, yeah, many years ago, I went with a couple Japanese ladies. We went scuba diving in Moalboal, and they came back here. They knew a half Japanese, a half Filipino tour guide that brought us out there, and I said, "Oh, I'm not going back. I'm going to go and I'm going to tour once I'm out of town, I'm going to go tour over here and over here." So they went back, and I continued on my way. So somebody like me that likes to extend my vacation time, my days, a lot of times I don't plan that far in advance. So that creates an issue in trying to register in advance. This article will affect many of you who are planning on traveling to South Cebu, and could affect areas north as well. No tourist ban in South Cebu. Well, why is that even an issue? Let's get into the details. This was February 15th, 2025. There is no ban on day trips and walk-in customers at tourism sites in southern Cebu, but only a structured approach to allow better crowd management and tour coordination. What does that mean? Structured approach. Some type of control. Sugbo News, the official media arm of the Cebu Provincial government, issued an erratum on Saturday, February 15th, 2025, regarding a news story it posted on Thursday, February 13th, titled "No More Day Trips, Walk-ins in Southern Cebu's Tourist Spots by March." So by March was the time they were going to start controlling. The original post was removed 2 hours later without any follow-up update. Only on Saturday morning did Sugbo News release an official statement addressing the policy, following an uproar from netizens, especially tour operators and guides who depend heavily on do-it-yourself tourist itineraries. And yeah, I can tell you, I'm guessing the majority of people do not sign up for a tour early. They just go. They say, "Hey, guys, let's go to Moalboal, let's go to Oslo, let's go to wherever," and they show up. And there can be issues at certain times where there's overpopulated, a huge population. They're trying to get some control on that. Anyway, let's get. There's quite a bit of information here, so we'll go through most of it. In the erratum, not sure what that means, but the statement, Sugbo News said the Cebu provincial government is not restricting or banning tourists, but instead will offer a new online booking system to enhance visitor experience, improve safety, support sustainable tourism. To realize this, the capital will push through with an ordinance to be passed by the Cebu Provincial Board. Now, the question is, a new online booking system, will that be mandatory? for you to arrive in an area, similar to what happened during the part of the pandemic, where you had to have be itineraries booked ahead in order to show up. In order that such regulation is done in the most transparent and properly accountable manner, the guidelines shall be defined in an ordinance to be passed by the provincial board and is expected to be implemented by March. But yeah, I'm just guessing. My guess that a lot of people are walk-ins. They decide last minute with a group of people, let's go here, let's go there, and having to schedule things online could decrease the number of people who take advantage of that. My opinion. Whose comment section was disabled, stated that Cebu News recently published an erroneous report regarding the supposed tourism policy that will be implemented by Cebu province in popular destinations in southern Cebu. In the deleted post on Thursday, it said that Cebu provincial government will no longer allow day trips or walk-in customers in popular tourist destination areas in southern Cebu starting March of this year in the towns of Moalboal, Badian, Alegria, and Oslob. The post further stated that tourists will have to book at the capital's tourism online portal to avail themselves of the activities and explore additional itinerary options. That's the kicker. Tourists will have to book at the capital's tourism online portal. My opinion is that that will decrease tourism to those areas. I understand the need to have some control so that you don't get 1 million people one day and 500,000 the next, or more realistically, 1,000 or 10,000. I think there are some areas very popular. Boracay, I think, can get what did I read years ago? 10,000 people, more than 10,000 people on a weekend, something like that, and it becomes overcrowded. But it kind of is what it is. It is what it is. And if you start making it more difficult for tourists to travel to an area, they're going to find other areas, and maybe that's part of the reason. They're going to find other areas to go visit. And I've read articles about that before too, that they want to establish, and there are many places in the Philippines that can be improved for tourists, and they can be new. They can be just as good as many of the tourist spots are now. However, the erratum clarified that, to be clear, the Cebu provincial government is not banning tourists nor restricting access to these destinations starting March. A new online booking system will be implemented. Apparently, we'll have to see how it all comes out. Whether that's if you don't book, you just let's say you took a trip someplace, you took a trip down to Santander, further south, and you're coming back, and hey, let's stop in Oslo. Let's stop here and take a look at this. That because you didn't sign up, you won't be allowed to participate. Something for the politicians to think about, to chat about. The Radom added that the province will regulate whale shark watching in Oslob and the sardine run in Moalboal in the same way it has regulated canyoneering activities in Badian, which has resulted in increased revenue collection for the municipality of Badian. This will generate revenue not only for resort operators but also for LGUs, local government units, adding that the LGU is at the forefront of maintaining the sites, ensuring public safety, and keeping the area clean and sustainable. Provincial government also took over the operation of Kawasan Falls and Barangay Matutino in Badian 2023 to further develop and popularize the well-known tourist destination. Governor Gwendolyn Garcia ordered the abandoned structures damaged by Typhoon Odette in 2021 to be torn down and other objects that posed risks to visitors and swimmers to be removed. Governor Garcia said the provincial government's support was also needed to regulate canyoneering. Southwest Cebu is famous for the diving spots and Sardine Run in Moalboal, canyoneering in Kawasan Falls, and the beach in Lambog in Badian, and canyoneering in Alegria. While southeast Cebu is known for whale shark watching and the Tumalog Falls in Oslob. I've been there. Totality of experience. The Radam further said the aim of the policy is to give tourists a totality of experience by encouraging them to also book resorts and spend more leisure time in the tourist destinations. In other words, there is no interruption in tourist activities as earlier erroneously reported by Sugbo News. It said that tourists are still very much welcome, adding that the new system will simply ensure smoother scheduling and avoid overcapacity. I understand what they're trying to do. The erroneous post worried this tour guide in southern Cebu for the last 8 years. Latigio, in a chat message to Sunstar, said the plan to digitize the tour packages and itineraries in southern Cebu is an attempt to centralize the tourism system, but it may result in higher costs for tourist packages than a do-it-yourself itinerary where local tour guides and operators depend heavily. It really has a huge impact, and it's a hassle for both the tour guides and the tourists. Small operators and tour guides mostly rely on walk-in guests, especially in towns like Moalboal and Oslob. I agree. And my opinion, yeah, when you make it more difficult to travel, when you add an extra step into travel, I understand the motivation to have some control. But when you make it more difficult, more complicated, my opinion is that you're going to see less tourists, not more tourists. We'll have to wait and see how it all comes out. If they have a portal to sign up, and let's say 50% of the people sign up, 50% of the people are walk-in, they still have improved their control on the numbers. If they demand 100% people sign up, we'll just have to see how it all comes out in the end by March of 2025. Apparently, that's the plan. Anyway, look forward to your comments. Thanks for watching. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.